Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Brooklyn Live. I'm Nick. I'm here with Corinne. We got Katie over here. Behind the camera, we have a mystery guy. His name's Dominic. He's filming us today. We're going widescreen today for Brooklyn Live. I just finished a lesson on American Salon and their Facebook, and we did the razor fundamentals lesson. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do two cuts, and stick around for both of them because we've got a lot of good stuff going on today. I'm cutting Kiani's hair for the very first time. She has more hair than probably my 5 clients today. Yeah, she's got a gallon of hair, and we are doing a tight graduation, long to the front. I'm using the flat of the blade, and because I've got two cuts, I've started straight away working on my Kiani razor cut. So what we're doing right now is we're setting this hair in through the back. And she already has some pre-existing layers, but what we're going to do is we're going to work to keep the length through the front, but we're really going to focus in because the magic of this cut is through the back. Now, we just did American Salon Facebook Live. We didn't have too many questions, but we are ready for action whenever you're available. If you have a thought, a question, a couple of shout outs. I want to give a big shout out to Elegancia Salon, all the way from Texas. I landed last night at 1 o'clock in the morning. So we were in Chicago. We did a great show, Arrojo Expose. Myself, Corinne, Blaine, and Alex. We all went to Chicago, did a great show there. We had Alex from Trio on stage with us. And then I flew off to one of my new ambassador salons, Elegancia in Texas. I flew into Corpus Christi. We had such a fun time. And if you're in Texas, definitely check out that salon. And it's a beautiful salon. And if you're looking, they're looking for hairdressers. Yeah, she's got an opening. And Jo, who's a great stylist and a very passionate woman, she's really looking to build a great business, and it is an A-class business. Let me just dial you in. Working with the wide teeth of the comb, take nice clean sections. Yep. Now we're going to rotate the comb with a fine teeth section, and then we're going to collapse the hair in using the flat of the blade. So pretty advanced technique. The hair here is incredibly dense and incredibly thick, so I'm using the flat of the blade to really collapse this hair in. And take a second pass right there. And if you're watching this and you've been tuning in, we're trying something slightly different with more of a widescreen feel. So turn your phones around and see how it works out, and let us know your feedback, so we can see whether it's something that we should retain or whether you like it and whether it's still enough. We've got an amazing new camera attached to our iPhone, so it's exciting stuff. I'm going to continue on. Fine sections, keep your sections nice and fine. I'm working with my Arrojo clips, and remember, we do have a promo code today on our Arrojo Pro. It's a 15% discount. And in celebration of working with American Salon, the passcode is American Salon. Corinne, you're laughing.
Ian said last week's video work was so much better. Love you all.
Ian, is that Ian Amazing Graham? Is that Ian Amazing Graham? Do you know who's filming this, Ian Amazing Graham? Dominic Antishko. Do you remember Dom?
I think we should spin the camera on
No, I don't actually think you should.
You do that to me every week.
I know. Dominic will punch me. He gets upset. Manchester accent there. Did you hear it? Dominic worked with us, Ian, many, many years ago at Vidal Sassoon. You remember? He's been working with me now for about 14, 13 years. He does all of our creative, and he's filming today, so don't upset him, because I got to deal with him. One of the nice things about the razor cut is, you'll see here, this is just a little bit of tipping. I'm just pushing the hair from side to side to see how the hair sits in. She has a wiggle or a wave. I don't know what it is. It's a wiggle or a wave. It's kind of a combo. It kind of is just like a little bit of movement. Whenever you cut somebody's hair for the first time, you get to know their hair texture. When you get to know their hair texture, the razor, you kind of push the hair around and you craft the shape in. You'll see even those sections are super fine. Yeah, they're super fine sections. You see how much hair is in each section. You can see, and you want to keep your sections consistent, because when you keep your sections consistent, the amount of pressure that you're applying to each section becomes, you keep it consistent, and then the amount of pressure is the right amount of pressure. Remember, as I go through the haircut, the hair is going to dry and the blade is going to lightly dull. And she had a pretty blunt shape before, so we're really looking to create some softness in the shape. A little bit of tipping through the hair. Just the tip of the blade. And again, if you want to see some razor fundamentals techniques, you go to American Salon's Facebook, and we have some great razor tutorials. So I'm just using the flat of the blade as I come through the hair. How are we doing, Mrs. Corinne?
Good. I just want to make sure I can see all the.
Can you see the questions?
I'm wondering if I can't see everything through my phone, but we're okay.
Oh, you're so quiet there. You see, that's called stressed out. Are you seeing the questions come in, Dom?
Uh-huh.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any questions at present?
It's a quiet crowd today.
It's a quiet crowd today. They've already seen and watched.
Here we go. Adrena Art is asking, are you going to have any sales on your razor?
Yeah, the sales today is on arrojopro.com, 15% discount. Type in the code American Salon on Arrojo Pro, and you can pick up a razor with 15% discount. So you'll see I'm keeping the sections completely consistent, combing the hair through. I'm elevating the hair now. I'm using what we call the flat of the blade as I collapse this hair in. I was just in Chicago. We had a great time. We're getting ready for Memorial Day weekend, and then we're also going to be getting ready to go to Orlando, Florida. We're deep in business mode. We've got so much going on. We'll be in Orlando, Florida in June. In fact, before that, what have we got coming up, Corinne? I'm going to be in Minneapolis this Monday. So if you're interested and you're in the Midwest region, I am going to be in Minneapolis at Moxie Salon, an Arrojo Ambassador Salon. If you're interested in getting certified in American Wave, the class is pretty full, but I'm sure we'll squeeze one or two more in. So we have American Wave this coming Monday, and then I will be there alongside Mr. Zach, and we're going to do a Happy Mondays with Stephen Adams at the Moxie Salon in Minneapolis. And then that'll be it before the holiday. Straight after the holiday, we're going to be hitting June. When we hit June, we got a busy June. I know we're going to be to begin with, we're going to be in Orlando on the premiere show, first weekend in June. Second weekend in June, we're going to be back in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, for the Millennium Conference, and I'm going to be on the main stage for Millennium. And then we're going to go to Denver for Cosmoprof, Best of the Best. I got a great A-team going to the Best of the Best. I've got Ashley and Zach, two of my master colorists. So that's going to be pretty amazing. So we have a lot coming up in the month of June. And I think I may be going to see my good friend Jeff South, Club Intrigue. He may have an event at the end of June. I got a message late last night as I landed at Newark Airport. I got the message. So stay tuned. If you want to find out stuff about what we're doing, stay tuned to Arrojo NYC, or really get involved on Arrojo Social. What's Arrojo Social, Corinne?
Arrojo Social is a free app that we have. You can get it for iPhone and Android. Hi.
There she is.
So just go to the App Store or Google Play, and you can search for it and download it. And you can post your work, you can ask questions, you can see all of our events. So it's a nice little place to interact.
Oh, what's happening tonight? Tonight we have the opening of our school.
Uh-huh.
We're having a little gathering, a little soiree. Our cosmetology school in Soho reopens on the first class is June the 19th. One of the best things about that new class, in celebration of us reopening the school, I'm actually going to be getting involved in teaching some of the lessons there. If you know anybody that's interested in coming to hair school, June the 19th, Arrojo Cosmetology Soho, it's going to be pretty amazing, and we're excited for that. So definitely check it out. And tonight, if you're around, what time's the party tonight, Corinne? Is it 6 o'clock?
Yep, 6 to 9.
6 to 9, swing by, have a mimosa, have a glass of wine, come and say hello. I know we got quite a few hairdressers coming down from all over the city to celebrate with us, and just to help support us. So feel free, you're all invited. Just turn up. 56 King Street. It's on the west side of Soho. Okay, so you'll notice I've been progressively working through the hair, and I'm feeling it more than I'm seeing it. So what that means is, when you cut hair with a razor, you really feel the shape of the hair. You really feel it, you feel the way that it works, and you kind of craft the shape in. I'm using the flat of the blade. Notice how I rotate the comb every time. So when I rotate the comb every time, what happens is, I use the flat, I rotate the comb so I can kind of get nice taut tension. I take sections with the wide teeth of the comb, over-directing the hair back, and just collapsing the hair into the back of the neck. Seamless graduation, and the razor was designed for this kind of hair. Yeah, because we cut this hair with a scissor, it gets uber bulky. And when it's too bulky, it just does not show off. It doesn't look as smooth, it doesn't move as well. I think this is going to be, she's got great hair, and she's a great looking young woman.
Yeah. Nick, we've got some questions. Adrena Art is asking, are you going to do any schools or academies here in LA?
That's a great question. It's on my radar. I've been saying this, if you've been following me for a long time, you'll know that one of my dreams and desires is to have a school in LA. So stay tuned. I don't know how soon that's going to materialize, but let me tell you something. I am very, very focused right now. Not that I've never not been, but I'm very, very focused. But I do have a lot of things to tackle here in New York City. But my long-term dream is to have an academy and a school in California, and that's going to be something that also, may operate as a salon on the weekends, so that we get the best of everything. Just similar to how we built stuff here in New York City.
Cool. And Ian is asking, Nick, can you please share with us why the plie razor is the best compared to so many others?
Well, it's the weight, Ian. The weight of the blade is critical. Most razors have very little weight to them. So you'll notice I'm pushing the blade through the hair. I'm pushing the blade through the hair. As I push the blade through the hair, I need the weight to help me create that balance. It's that pushing. If the razor has no weight, then I've got to get my finger moving a little bit more aggressively. This is perfectly balanced, perfectly weighted, so it acts like a seesaw in my finger. The next thing that's very important about the feather plie is it's got the Japanese blades. So I'm a big fan of Japanese steel. I always have been. And I think that the Japanese steel in this blade is the sharpest that I've ever worked with. It's strong, it's robust, and it's high craftsmanship with a wonderful simplicity. The other thing is the hair does not get stuck in the side of the blade. So there's no hair that gets stuck. So you always have the straight edge blade crystal clear and ready to roll, because really you're looking at how that blade interacts with the hair strands.
And Stephen Adams said, "Hi guys, excited to have you visit this coming Monday."
Us too, Mr. Stephen Adams. All right, let's just do a little. It feels like we're getting the shaping right, but now it just feels like it's just a little heavy. So now I'm going to do is I'm just going to, before we move into the front, I'm going to get into that hair and just going to tip in with the tip of the blade. I'll stay on this side first, seeing as my amazing camera guy, I hope he's amazing. I'll see how he's doing with the camera. So you can see I'm using the tip of the blade. And you look for the density. That's what you got to look for. You got to look for the density in the hair. And you're going to see how transparent you can make it. Now don't forget the Arrojo Academy's here. We have lessons pretty much every weekend. We have, classic cutting coming up. If you're interested in classes, check us out on arrojonyc.com. When you get to Arrojo NYC, we have so much going on, but you can go to the education piece. We call it the academy piece, and you can find out all of the classes that we have on offer. We've also been very busy crafting and putting together our marquee show, Arrojo Expo. And that's going to be probably one of the best we've ever done. I hope it's going to be the best, because I always like to improve. We've secured some amazing guests. So we've secured Vivian McKinder, Ginger Boyle, Karen Gordon. We're going to be celebrating the female hairdresser. Did you know that 84 out of every 100 hairdressers in America, 84 are women? So that is one of the reasons why we're going to trend and focus on the female hairdresser. It starts on Saturday, I believe the 21st of October. We have early bird pricing. It's a 2.5-day event. So we start with our cocktail party on Saturday night. Sunday we're going to be in a new venue, LPR, which is in Greenwich Village. We're going to have presentations from people like Vivian McKinder, Charlie Price, the Arrojo creative team. That's going to be our inspiration day. Sunday night we have a big celebration, and we'll release the Arrojo trend release. And if you was here last year, you saw our wonderful performer, which was really great, Mr. Wallace. So I'm sure we're going to have some amazing entertainment, as well as some great runway presentations. And then Monday split up into two. You're either going to do one full day of hands-on work, or if you're a salon owner, you can come and hang out in the Success Symposium in Tribeca, where we have a female panel. And we also have SDX and Mr. Jeff Mason. He's going to be presenting with us, sharing technology. Gino Stampora, one of the best and most inspirational speakers in the business. So we got a lot of stuff going on. And then, of course, you get to hang out with us, which is a lot of fun.
Nick, you've got a great question from Leah Dance. She said, what do you say to people who think a razor will damage their hair?
You know what, Leah? What I do with people that think a razor is going to damage their hair is I cut their hair with a scissor. My objective is not to prove any client wrong. Yeah, that's not my objective. My objective is to fulfill every client's dreams and every client's ambition and what they hope. And if they have a bad impression, and they usually have a bad impression because they've had a bad experience, that bad experience is what's gonna, prevent them. So I usually just say I'm gonna go straight in with a scissor. Now, come on round camera. Let's have a look down, because we're gonna go round here. You might wanna stand right in here. You'll get in as I come in. Are you still doing okay, baby?
I'm all good.
Yeah, it's all good. You're a student, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Where are you a student at?
Arrojo Cosmetology.
Oh, you go. What do? You go to the night program?
Yes, part-time.
Nice. How'd you like it?
I love it.
Yeah. Awesome. So
Amazing.
we love that. Okay, I always like to start on the side closest to the parting. So let's just have a look and see the back as we come through. Got great hair. Take a nice clean section right the way through. We're going to comb this hair out. take my clip that hair out of the way. As we start to come in, we're going to over-direct the hair back. We can see the little wiggle right in the front. I'm going to separate this over the top of the ear. Going to over-direct this hair back. I'm going to collapse this in.
Nick, Trinae Goody said, hey Nick, you make that look so easy. I'm so scared of the razor because I'm heavy-handed. I'm afraid I'll take a huge chunk out. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, the best thing to do is to come to Arrojo Fundamentals, Razor Fundamentals, get the razor, the Arrojo razor, feather plie, or get a subscription on Arrojo NYC, or just watch what we do. Go to American Salon's Facebook. I just did a great lesson there, but you have to come to class. And the reason why we're doing so much online now is when you come to class, we don't demonstrate. I want you to do all the demonstrating to be done pretty much online, and you need practical hands-on. Practical hands-on is going to help you. I can't tell you how many thousands of hairdressers that we've helped to train and teach, and if I can do it, so can you. Yeah, but you do need a little bit of education to help you. I would definitely work with a guard on to begin with, and this razor does come with a guard, so that the guard really helps to protect you and the client, because we don't want to cut any of our clients.
Nick, Joe Bernal said, I love my haircut, the best haircut in town.
We cut Joe's hair yesterday, and we had a lot of fun. And with her team, and they're such a great salon staff, Elegancia Salon. It's amazing. Just a little tipping right here. And then I'm always combing that hair with the wide teeth of the comb, so you can see how we're keeping all the length through the front, which is really awesome. We're going to continue through.
And Ian said, Dominic is on fire with the camera, so much better than Corinne.
Oh, shoot. Dominic is on fire.
That means I don't have to get up early now on
oh no, Corinne,
Thursday
this magical gizmo is going to be yours to learn. Using the flat of the blade coming through. Nice clean sections. Now we've got, this is a little bit more classic but cool at the same time. And then my next haircut's going to be a little bit more twisted and fun. So stick around. Here, I don't want to take out too much length. I just want to remove some of the bulk. I don't want to take out too much length, just remove some of the bulk. Comb that hair in. Notice I'm splitting the section in a slightly opposite way because we can't take off too much length. What we can do is we just soften the shape out. Always comb with the wide teeth of the comb to see how the hair's sitting. You have to always comb with the wide teeth of the comb, see how the hair's sitting. And just using the tip of the blade as we come through the hair. And notice when I use the wide teeth of the comb, you can kind of see, I want to let that hair live a little. When I say that, what it means is I want to see what the natural movement in the hair is actually saying. I want to see what it's actually saying. I want to see how the hair's moving. Again, it's like you just got a light touch. Comb that hair with the wide teeth of the comb and start to see so you can keep the length through the front. You'll see here as I comb this down, it's really not long enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to over-direct this hair up and back. You can see that's the underneath that we cut. So now we're just going to soften out the top layers. We call this technique tipping. You can kind of see through the hair to see how we're creating what we're creating. When you're not taking any length off, it gets a little harder, but you know, with experience, you really learn how to craft the shape in. Little bits of the hair coming through. I'm going to elevate this up, look through it an opposite way, see how that works. And you want to push this hair around to let this hair dry out a little so you can see what the natural texture of the hair is. Almost finished. on the side closest to the parting. Her hair really holds moisture well. She's got uber dense hair, which is great. It's great for razor cutting. Doesn't mean to say you can't use a scissor. I'm using the full plane of the blade there, just to craft that hair in. And you can see how it just kind of sits in at the nape. And I think now it's time for me to go to the opposite side. And then we'll do the opposite side in exactly the same fashion. Wide teeth of the comb. Coming through.
Nick, Ian's got a question. He said, is the reason why you use a wide tooth comb purely so you see the hair separate more, rather than using a cutting comb?
Well, a cutting comb is just going to give it too much tension. So the wide teeth of the comb allows me to let the hair move around a little bit more. It just enables me the ability to see what the hair wants to do. And I get a little bit more oxygen in the root. So it's a little bit less controlled, a little bit less heavy, a little bit less heavy-handed. So the razor comb, you know, because when you cut with a razor, you're really trying to engage a little bit more softness while still keeping some real structure into your work. Flat of the blade, down, all the way down, flattening into the hair. Just over direct this hair back and tip of the blade, just to create a little bit more transparency. So I'm working as quickly as I can. In the salon we work on the 45-minute. Gives us enough time. Every now and again you get clients with gallons and gallons of hair. The razor is a great tool for taking out bulk and thickness, which is amazing. Coming down on the flat of the blade, just work into the pre-existing length so she has it longer through the front. Again, just working with the tip of the blade right in here. You can see that shape just sitting in. You can see, I think the whole concept was we wanted to make it a little bit edgier and cooler. Yeah? So that's what we're doing. With this being cut probably by a scissor the last time, it's made the hair thicker and bulkier.
Definitely.
Working with a razor, it's going to create a lot more space in the hair. Now this stuff here, not going to have so much length coming out. So it's very important to focus in and maybe approach it in a slightly different way. As you can see right here, this is the stuff that's pre-cut. So now I just want to just soften that out, tip of the blade. Learn to look through the hair so you can see what's happening. Tipping through the hair. Now use the flat of the blade right here just to taper that out. Tip of the blade in here. Notice how I comb it after every section. Start to see what's happening with the shape. If you pull up too much hair, stop it, take it away.
Nick, Brian Waldron said, painted my team colors the other day in the new location.
Oh, good.
But you can't guess what color that might be.
Red.
And there's a lot of emojis of a certain color.
A lot of red. Oh, Brian. Now, Brian's opened an academy and a school, which is exciting for Brian. He's been talking about it for a long time. So obviously we're looking forward to helping him on his journey. All right, now it's time for me to come through the front. Let's have a look and see what we got. And we'll have Corinne hold a few sections there. I'm going to comb this forward. You can see the edge. That's the bluntness. So I'm just going to tip into the hair. Just going to come through and tip into the hair. Just Just creates a little softness.
Nick, Ian said he's loving what you shared. Did you say you have a new collection of work coming out? If so, give us a taste of what we can expect to see.
Well, the new collection, that we don't really do collections, Ian. What we do is inspirations. And the inspirations that we really focus on, we launch during our expo event in October. And that's our 2.5-day symposium. And then what happens, Ian, after we've done our event, we tend to keep those threads, because we come up with, I don't believe that there's just one thing anymore that's fashionable. You have multiple different things that are fashionable. So what happens is once we do our expo event in October, that kind of creates the thread for our work for the following 6 to 9 months. And we're getting closer to that time now where we're actually going to start pulling together what we think is trending, and we'll do all of our photographic collections like what you see hanging in our windows in our salons here in New York, or what you see hanging on our walls. And we really love the photographic experience, and we try to make our shots not so much just, we try to make them less hairified and a little bit more image, because we like to have a really good image. We are doing a lot of curl, wave, and texture. American Wave continues to be expanding and growing. So curl, wave, and texture. In the 1980s, we used to call it the perm. In 2017, Arrojo brought out a waving lotion. It's called American Wave. Let's have a look in the mirror. Come around here, Dom. So you can see what we've got right here. As you can see, we've got that little bit of pieciness and edginess.
David Ray says, good morning,
Oh,
Nick.
good morning, David Ray. How the devil are you? Nice to talk to you.
And Brian Walton said, love you guys. Couldn't have done Joe without you.
Oh, well, thank you, Brian. All right, we're getting close to the finish of the cut, and then we're going to have to get some style going on. I'm going to have Katie power dry. Maybe we'll set yourself up, Katie, over on the very first chair, please. And you'll take the iron over there. I'll prep the hair. And then you'll take the flat brush. And Katie, this is your chance to show us how much magic you've got. Okay. You doing good?
Great.
Still breathing?
A little nervous.
A little nervous. Me too. No, I'm not nervous. Tip of the blade. Coming towards the end. So really what we try to do is edge this up a little bit more. Make it a little bit hipper, a little cooler. Still keeping some length into the hair. And you can see that. Product-wise, I think we're going to use, I got a great product for this hair because she's got a lot of hair. So I'm going to use a combination product. I'm going to use the healing oil. Healing oil is a lightweight spray oil. If you're interested in our Arrojo Ambassador program, that is a big, big piece of where people carry Arrojo product. And it's a big piece of buying culture or bringing culture, Arrojo culture, into your salon. More than just bringing in products. So I'm going to use some healing oil, precious oils. It'll speed up the drying, it'll add moisture to the hair, and that'll be great. And that to me is the cut done. Okay, so this is what we do. We're now going to come in, a little healing oil into the hair. I'll use the white one for the next crew. This will protect from the heat. It'll add moisture. You can have a look in the mirror. You can see how she looks. I think she definitely has more of an edgy feel. And I'll pull off that mustache. And now what we're going to do is we're going to send it away. I'm actually going to put a little spray in her hair also. We'll use a little set and style spray. I'm going to go into cut number 2, and then we'll bring her back. Once we're completely done, just let me put this in. Set and style spray is our blow drying lotion. Healing oil is our, protective oil. Sunscreen, as well as, really helping to speed up the dry. It's going to add some moisture and slip into the hair. We'll send her away, and I'll see you in a few. So you run over there, and let's bring in Grace.
Hi.
Hello, Grace.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so Grace is a skillet and a mullet, and she's ready for action. So we're going to kind of keep a similar vibe to Grace's hair, but what we're going to do is right now it's a little solid. Yeah? Let me show you. We took a before shot. Let me show you. Sometimes it's not about cutting loads of hair off. It's about tweaking and making the hair look good. So you'll see how strong and solid the shape is right here. I like the length, I like the shortness, but we're going to add a lot more texture around the face and soften it up so it's a little bit more Star Trek. It's a little bit less Star Trek and a little bit more hipster. The jokes are bad this time, aren't they?
Very Spock.
Yeah, very Spock. I was going to say Nanu, but that's Mark from Mark, isn't it? Is that Mark and Mindy? Oh, what's this?
It's a tattoo.
Of what?
It's a hieroglyphic.
A hieroglyphic. Hieroglyphic.
Nick, Adrena Art is asking, what type of support would you need from LA to open here? She's still stuck on this
$1 million. Cost me that hydro mist. If you've got $1 million, you're in. That's all we need, $1 million. So that's what support I need. But it's part of the process, part of the plan. Does she have $1 million?
Let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see. Because then we'll talk. I'd be happy to take a partner on in the school in LA, no problem. I can easily do that. I have 2 schools here in New York, so we're ready for that. All right, so let's have a look and see what we got. We sprayed the hair in with hydro mist. She's got a lot of length through the back. This is very heavy. I want to shorten this up. I think she can handle that.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yes.
So what we'll do first and foremost is let's come across the top, shorten this in, then we'll chop the bangs. Did she go to the bank and find $1 million?
She just laughed.
She's laughed. Yeah, unfortunately, it costs money.
If I had, I would definitely invest.
Oh, thanks.
Feeling the love.
Feel the love, baby. Okay, so we're taking a central section. I'm going to come across the top. I'm going to layer it down towards the face. So there's one straight section working from the back to the front, cutting the hair shorter towards the front, working with the straight edge blade. I want to create softness, so I'm using more a flat piece of the blade and not the edge of the blade. That's section 1. Let's go to section 2. We're going to pull everything up and in. So you're going to look for your guide. I can see it and I can feel it as I come through the hair, using a piece of the blade to softly taper the ends of the hair. So we're working with a hydraulic chair low, working over the head. And you can see if I just lift this up, you can see what you've got. As it works slightly shorter towards the front. When you're working on things that are a little bit more on the creative side, it's exciting for you as an artist because, you know, you've got to keep changing your technique. and keep varying your technique so that you stay very engaged in the process of being a creative stylist. Did you get your hair colored yesterday?
I did.
Yeah, who did the color?
Lucy.
Lucy, who's a colorist here in Williamsburg. She's an amazing colorist. So Lucy Goosey did an amazing color using Goldwell hair color. And before we finish today, we'll see if we can get the color formulation so that everyone at home can know. If not, we'll be posting some after shots on Arrojo NYC and on my Instagram account, Nick Arrojo, so that you can see, and I'll put the formulation on.
Nick, Mary Lou's Laude says hello from Chicago.
Chi-town.
And Ian said, Nick, a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about your pop-up events where you invite independent companies in to mix and share their products.
Yeah, we just had them last weekend, didn't we?
Nice.
We had one on Friday, one on Thursday in our Soho location, and we had one on Sunday here in Williamsburg. And the size of this salon really lends itself for us to bring in some local vendors.
He said, when is your next event and will you go live with it?
Oh, it's a good idea. I don't know the next event, but maybe when we do have the next event, we should go live. I think it's a great idea, Ian. Just for you, buddy.
You should do a bit of live for tonight. Yeah, from the party.
Well, from the party. I got clients. There's not too much happening to the party apart from drinking. So if you want to see us drink, come out with us.
Come and see the new red chairs.
Come and see the new red
I
chairs.
love them.
So you'll notice how my sections, straight sections, and I'm lifting everything up into the previously cut section until I literally run out of hair. And I'm pretty much, this will be my last section. I'll stand on the opposite side of her, my client, Grace. Stand on the opposite side, using the tip of the blade here, and then the wide teeth of the comb, just to see what's happening. Now I'm going to run to the opposite side, and we'll do exactly the same. So fine teeth of the comb, flat of the blade, just adding texture into the hair so it kind of has a little bit more of a punky feel, a little bit more of a piecey feel as opposed to a welded heavy feel. Now today's the last day of our boot camp. We've had boot camp here in New York for the last 4 weeks. Corinne, you've been teaching boot camp, yeah?
I got to teach the first day.
That was it?
Yeah.
Well, we like to have a lot of different teachers teach.
No, I think that's great, honestly. I get bored of hearing myself talk. But I'll be teaching in our academy this Sunday.
What are we teaching?
On our retail success seminar. And on Monday, I'll be teaching our classic cutting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ian said, Corinne, we love it. And when Nick has a few sherbets, he gets even funnier. What can you tell us about the sherbets?
About the sherbets. I like my sherbets, baby.
There's a braid bar and a curling corner at tonight's reopening.
Oh, there is?
And drink.
A braid bar and a...
Are you going to get your hair braided?
That looks like it, doesn't it? It's like a Cornish pasty right now. All right, so now what we've done is we've cut like the top. Now it's time for me to come in. Let's do some detail around the front. Still very heavy and very kind of bowly. So come stand around in here, Dom. This will be good. I'm going to spin. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to cut it from the front. So you'll see I'm working with a pre-existing cut using the Arrojo Hydro Mist in the hair, keeping it nice and soft. Take a nice clean section. We want to soften this and tighten this. I'm going to use the flat of the blade and get right in. She's kind of got a super edgy look, so she can handle it. She's from Denver, is that right?
Steamboat Springs.
Oh. Steam boats, rings.
Can you believe that?
Well, I never knew there was a thing called steamboat springs.
Now you know.
Now you know. Using the flat of the blade, collapsing the hair in. And then I'm going to use the tip just to get a little bit more sharpness. Trying to soften this as much as possible. It's not to make it wispy though. I don't want it to be wispy.
I'm glad Ian's providing so much entertainment this week.
He is?
He said, can you ask her if she's seen any rainbows this week?
Have you?
No.
No.
But I did.
Well,
last
it's hot.
week.
It's hot here in New York, isn't it? What time is it? It's like about 90 degrees today, they say. We got like the quick early summer. And it's been a blast.
It's already 82.
It's already 82, so it's hot today. Thankfully, we have air conditioning. Not like Vidal Sassoon in Manchester in 1982, where when the sun came out, we melted. Do you remember that, Dan?
I do.
So the flat of the blade, trying to get some consistency and some marry into the back. Push that hair around so you can see what you're doing. I'm trying to get rid of like the bowl effect. Yeah, I want to kind of work into the back, which I kind of like the chaos and the looseness of the back. So I don't really want to take too much out, but I can see that it's kind of been, you know, hacked and slashed at this already, like you can see. Well, there's the hack. Yep, so, but that's the chaos, and I kind of like that. In some ways it can be really good, so let's just marry a little bit more chaos in there, just to kind of create a more soft, fluid feel. How's Katie doing with the styling, Corinne?
Working it out.
Good. So working all the way through into the back. Keep your sections clean, even though we're keeping it quite textured. Keep your sections clean. Fine teeth. Working through. Now the hydro mist in the hair really helps, because the hydro mist is going to give the hair just a little bit more silk, and a little bit, just not, I don't want to say hold, but it's going to kind of coat the hair so that the hair, especially this color, so that the hair kind of doesn't look too clean. And you can kind of push through and have a look at your shape, see how it's looking. Now it's time for me to work across the top. So I'm going to come through, just the flat of the blade. Coming down in the hair.
Nick, I have a formula.
Oh, you have the formulation of the color.
I do.
Goldwell Color. Arrojo's a big Goldwell Color account. We're powered by Goldwell. So, Corinne, can you do the color? Because in Arrojo we specialize. Do you know the color lingo?
The color lingo.
Yes? Let's see if you've got it. Let's see if it falls off your tongue gracefully.
Gracefully. I know I was doing a little color in Chicago.
Gracefully. See that?
Alright, so for her highlights, they used Oxy and 25 volume. Oh god.
Yeah, it's not flowing, is it, Corinne?
Alright, so they did her roots with 6 kg and 6 kr, and then her ends with 9 kg with a few drops of 7 RO.
Is that it?
Yep.
I hope you understood that. Let's give it again in a fast way, in a more powerful way, Corinne. Not so timid.
Alright, the highlights, Oxy and 25 volume.
Okay, so highlights here with Oxy and 25.
And then for the color, they did her roots with 6 kg and 6 kr. And then her ends with 9 kg and a few drops of 7 RO.
KGB. Oh, you gotta come round to the front, don't you? Can't see that.
Do I sound like an expert?
No. No, you do not sound like an expert.
I'm so glad I don't do color anymore. That's looking good.
Don't sound so surprised, Karen.
No.
Don't sound so surprised. So
I'm just excited.
Excited. Okay, I'm going to spin around this way a little bit so Dom doesn't have to move. Little hydro mist in the hair. Section through at the round of the head. Approach the same, the opposite way. And we're going to have both models presented for you in about 10 minutes. So you see this hard line? I want to soften that hard line out completely. I don't want it to be too heavy. I want it to be soft. And down, down. You can even just pinch with a razor. Sometimes it's good to just even get rid of the comb and just pinch. So it's a little bit more tactile, it's a bit more like touchy-feely. So again, it kind of changes your approach, because when you're cutting hair with a scissor, you're always combing. So fine teeth, get that in. Combing through. The police, I don't know if you heard the police, that's the fire engine. New York. Brooklyn. So just a little softness. Coming through with the flat of the blade. Trying to soften out. Make a little bit more sense. Now next week, if you tune in for Brooklyn Live, you can see Grace's sister. She's going to get a haircut. She's a little blonde bombshell. So we got the fiery redhead. And then we got the little blonde bombshell. So it should be fun. Remember, Brooklyn Live, filmed every Thursday, Facebook Live, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And it's myself and my team sharing our techniques and our inspiration. Just connecting. You don't want to make it you don't want to make it where we cut all this off. Sometimes when it's so kind of hack and slash, you want to keep that rawness to it. Flat of the blade. You'll see there's a lot of hair come off, but not really a big change, apart from the fact that now we're trying to create more movement in the hair. Tip of the blade. Coming up and over the top. Flat of the blade coming up and over the top. Comb that hair forward. Have a look and see what's happening. When you cut hair with a razor, you can pinch and you can create space. When you create space, the hair moves into the space. Yeah, so taking pieces out creates an opportunity for the hair to move around a little, if not a lot. Everyone's slowly coming in here at Brooklyn today. The Brooklyn salon opens. First appointment in Brooklyn. People don't wake up early in Brooklyn. They're too busy going out, hanging out with Dominic. But tonight, so our first appointment's typically through the week, 10 o'clock. 12 o'clock. We have class every day for our staff as we teach. So today they'll be teaching during the salon experience.
Nick, Ian said, am I right in saying when you're sculpting so freely, you can use the flat of the blade as well?
Yeah, you can use whatever piece you want with the blade, to be honest with you. Really, right now, this is much more free form. Yeah? Much more free form, Ian. So think about this as just like using a pencil. Side of the pencil gets, blurriness. The point of the pencil gets sharpness. This really is about chewing the hair up.
You said, are there any don'ts?
Don't make it look bad. Yeah, always make it look good. Yeah, in order to create creative work, you got to know your fundamentals. So now you got to watch this technique, because when you come from the underneath, sometimes you can come through your hand. So just this is a technique that I don't use overly, but it's actually nice to come from the underneath and just kind of soften and just add a little bit more texture. And then I think product-wise, what are you thinking, Mrs. Corinne? What do you think we're going to use out of our Arrojo product collection? Let's see if you have a good idea. Otherwise, I'm going to override you.
Well, I mean, I think you could do like something soft and edgy with the glint, or you could do, you know, maybe some defining cream if you want.
Defining cream. Let's go defining cream. Defining cream and texture spray. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go cray cray. So we're getting real close to finishing the shape now. You don't want to over dampen the hair down once you're getting close to the finish. By shaking the hair around a little, the hair will talk to you and you'll see what you're creating. You push the hair around and have a look and see that she's got a, you know, you can see because you're taking hair away, she can move this around. So it's got like lots of movement as opposed to like this heavy, hard line. And both sides are not meant to be even. It's not like meant to like, oh, this side's this side and this side's this side. It's meant to have that looseness and that flow and that feel in. Also, for everybody, remember to stay connected with us on Arrojo Social. Let's remind everybody that there is a promo. The promo code on arrojopro.com is American Salon. We filmed this morning for American Salon, and we did a lesson on the razor. So if you want to check that out, you can. It's on American Salon's Facebook Live. And then here you'll find me every Thursday, Brooklyn Live, because I love coming to my Brooklyn location here. And I typically starting to work here now on Thursday evenings, which is more fun, because Thursday evenings are a better time than the morning. Evenings are always the best for hair cutting. Shake that out. Shake it, baby. Pull it, pull it. So I like to use what I call my grabbers. These are my grabbers. Just grabbing through the hair. Just having a look. And just looking to what you got. You gotta know when to stop also. You gotta know when to stop. So I think we're getting close to that time where we know when to stop. And I got two products that I'm gonna work with, and they're right there on the station. We have Refinish Dry Shampoo. Corinne's gonna carry him up. Because Dominic's not moving, he refuses to move. He doesn't like moving.
You need to learn how to multitask.
He doesn't like it. He really doesn't like it. He's not doing it again. You want to show them the products? That's our Refinish Texture Spray. And then we have our Defining Cream.
It's perfect
Nice,
for
it's
you.
perfectly
Make sure
clean.
there's no hair.
Because they know that I hate it when it's not clean. Okay, so now it's time for me to put some styling in. If you want to check and see how Katie's doing, because I'm going to bring it over if she's not finished. I've got to get that done.
And Ian is asking, Nick, when is your new school for gents hairdressing planned for opening?
September.
And where in NYC?
Oh, it's going to be in our cosmetology schools. We're going to just be in our own cosmetology school. We're going to have, in our existing Cosmo school, we're going to have our men's barbering program. That color coming out. You see, the hydro mist just helps to give the hair just a little bit. just a little light dry, and then that's also blowing out the loose hairs, because then I'm going to apply the defining cream and a little texture spray into the hair. Before we do that, I'm going to take the cape off. Just remove this. Right. And now let's just have a look and see what we got here. It's kind of a little Ziggy Stardust, isn't it? Ziggy Ziggy.
Yes.
Ziggy Ziggy. Okay, let me go back to my defining cream. So this is the defining cream. You know, as a salon owner, I hate to see hair in this. So the good news is it's been used and I've not seen any hair. This is a lightweight, pliable defining cream. It adds texture, increases definition. You take a small amount. Just going to hold that for me. Place it into the palm of your hand. You're going to just work that into the palm of your hand, just to kind of separate and spread out the product like Lurpak. And you're going to rub that in to your hands so you get a really nice, good film on your hands. And now we're going to slowly start to rub this throughout the entire head of hair. And this gives it a little bit more support, definition, control. It's a lightweight, pliable, flexible hold. Don't be scared of like working that product in. You got to work the product in. Can you work it? Can you work it? You know, papa chicka chow chow. This is how we do it. It's musical hairstyling with Arrojo. Sometimes once you get this product in, it's also a good idea. Yeah, I don't want to make it look Lion King, because that's not going to work. Yeah, she's not going to be in Lion King, Simba. No, what we're going to do now is I'm going to pick up the dryer, and this is going to heat up that product and push it in even further. Yesterday in Texas, we did product knowledge at one of our ambassador salons, Elegancia. A lot of fun. We did some hanging out with clients. You can see a little bit of sheen in that product too. As you heat it up, you can see it move into the hair. You can see the sheen. You don't want to make it look, as completely undone as possible. So not hairdresser styled, kind of like as if she did it herself. That's the hard part. Sometimes your weaker hand is the hand that you need to use. You can see the sheen. Now when the heat's in the hair, you can see that's really, you can see the shine in the hair from the defining cream. So I just worked it in. It's a nice product to put in when the hair's, it's a great product to put in when the hair's dry. Texture paste is a great product to put in the hair when the hair's wet. So I like to use the defining cream when the hair's dry. And now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of spray a little bit of texture spray. Let's bring her over, Corinne, bring her over here, because we'll finish her up over here. So I'm going to take my Refinish dry shampoo. Completely clear. That's going to mat it down just a little. Give it a little bit more of like a ragga type feel. Remember at Vidal Sassoon in the early 90s, we did a ragga collection. Let's give her a seat right here. We're going to do a little finishing up. We've got 2 cuts for you today. I've been busy. I came into work and I've been busy because we did 2 haircuts for you today. We did a razor lesson on American Salon's Facebook, and we had 2 cuts for you today. So once the product's in, it's just a question of pushing it through, making it a little tougher. You don't want it to be too wide. If it's too wide here, it doesn't look so good. So again, the power of product just really helps you to create that looseness and then that little piece in us. What do you think, Rockstar?
I absolutely love it.
Love it?
It's phenomenal, Nick.
Good. Let's have a look at the before shot. I'm going to open that. You know my code, Corinne? 007. Let's have a look at the before shot. That's not her. There she is. Okay. So you see that's much more solid, and this one is just a lot softer, looser, a little freer. We'll take some pictures, we'll put it on my Facebook, we'll put it on my Instagram, and the picture looks awesome. And next week tune in because her cute sister's going to get a haircut too. Not as wild as this, she's a little bit more conservative. She's the edgy rock and roll star. Why don't you stand up for me? Because I don't know what we're on the side station here. I don't know what's going on. Take a seat. So this was haircut number 1 that we did today. I think I'm just going to go through with a scissor. You still feel good?
It feels amazing.
Feels amazing, yeah. God, so let's just have a look and see. Let me get my scissor. Oh, thanks, Corinne. She's working it. Can you work it? All right, sit back just a little. Let's have a look at the before shot, Corinne. So just do a little refining. So this was very heavy. What we did here really is we collapsed the back. We collapsed the back in the hair, and that's what we did. We did some razor cutting. Now it's time for me just to do a little scissor cleanup. We prepped the hair with Style by Katie. We prepped the hair with some healing oil, and then she used a flat brush, and then she also used from the flat brush, she also used the smoothing iron. Now it's time for me to just what I like to call sealing the cuticle. So we lift that hair out, and we're just going to take off some of those edges, and then I'll just apply one more product into the hair. So we're just cleaning up. So this is a nice thing. When I first started razor cutting hair, what I did was I always wanted to make sure that after each cut, I made sure there was no loose bits, because I was always concerned in case I missed 1 or 2. So a little cleanup is always good.
Nick, Ian's asking, what does the healing oil do?
Well, the healing oil speeds up the blow dry process. It adds precious oil into the hair so you get the shine. Her hair is very thick and dry, so that adds a little bit more moisture and gives the hair a little bit more slip. It is also a heat protector, because when we went through with the smoothing iron to take out some of the wiggle, it wasn't really curl, she's got just like a little wiggle in her hair. So what the healing oil does is it helps to protect the hair when you are working through the hair. And the whole concept here was to try and make her not go so short, but kind of give her more of a cooler, edgier look. We did 2 haircuts today in just over an hour. We're an hour and 10 minutes in, so we had a lot of work to do. And this head of hair really is like it's like 3 heads altogether. She's got 3 heads of hair. What I'd like to do now, Corinne, is I'd like a little bit of the defining cream again. I'm going to go in and put a little bit of separation. I'll show you how the defining cream can actually give the hair a little bit more pieciness and separation. Before we do that, we'll take the cape off. We're going to take less this time, just a little less. I need a dryer. I'm going to rub it in. So again, rub it in, less hair. It's not going to reach. I'm going to work it in, then we're going to run a dryer into it. And this is going to dial up the pieciness to give it a little bit more of a modern finish and feel. And you know what's good about this product? I need for my grey hair. All right. Throw those little bits away. So this is going to give it just a little bit more separation. Lightweight holes. You can see that separation coming through. And I think it's time for a little American wave, Corinne. What do you think? A little bit of our glint. So you see how this really just gives the hair a little bit more je ne sais quoi, oh my way, ho ho ho. That's because of the French accent. Just doing a little French accent. Push it through. Again, just learn how to push the hair around so you can create different, learn to train your eye. Learn to train your hairdressing eye. And this is our Glint Wave and Shine spray, our wave and texture spray. I know the hair's not wavy, but we're kind of in love with this product. I'm in love with this product.
I actually love using that product.
You love using this product, Jen? I'm setting the hair away. It's cute, yeah? You like this product, Jen?
Yeah, I love it. I did a blow dry actually on one of my classmates, and it came out amazing, and I sprayed it with that after. It's phenomenal.
So, how long you got left at school?
Well, I just started a month ago, actually.
Oh, so you're brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. So there you go. I can now go and do the real job, which is I have some meetings, got some hair, speak to my staff. Ladies, you want to come and stand up with me? Let's go over here. Come on, Mr. Cameraman. Don't fall. Get you right here against our roadshow red wall. Right there. Let me see how cute our girls look. Straight at the camera. Feel the love, baby. Feel the love. Don't forget. I'll just get in and ruin the shot. Don't forget. Don't forget. The code on arrojopro.com is American Salon 15% off. The code's active for what? 48 hours, Dominic?
Till midnight tomorrow.
Till midnight tomorrow. Goodbye from Corinne. Coming in, Katie. And our stylist. Katie's one of our trainees, doing a great job. I'm the old guy, Nick, and I'll see you same time, same place next week, Brooklyn Live. Thanks a lot, girls.